slowdown in the entire world, global economy is finally on the path to recovery. And at this juncture, questions like where to invest, how to invest, which are the promising sectors, which markets are going to lead the rally are constantly hitting our mind. To get an insight on the same, we are in conversation with Mr. Pradeep Dokania of DSP Merrill Lynch, a man who is well versed with investing patterns not only in India but the entire world. To begin with, I would like to know, how do you see the current economic recovery?
Yeah, I think it's a beginning of the process. The good thing is, I think there was a new word which was constructed or a few years ago, 2-3 years ago, a word called decoupling. And I think that resulted into share markets of India, China going in a different way when there was a talk of US economy already slowing down. So I think there was this theory of decoupling, but I think by last quarter or middle of 08, we found out that we have connections to the world. I think be it India, be it China. So very clearly, I think last year what happened in US and after that in European economies impacted us. And the global central banks have responded, particularly US bank has responded with a significant stimulus to revive the economy. That has good news is that it started to work. And I think that has given some bit of comfort to people that maybe worst is over. So what we are saying is perhaps worst is over. The kind of shrinkage which was happening in first quarter and second quarter is changing now. And I think if you look at last quarter, US talked about a growth of 3.6%, which was a surprise, which is now spreading. And so I think our house view is that I think the worst is over. Whether it will result into significant growth immediately, no. I don't think we are expecting a scenario of world changing and having a different kind of momentum, but the worst is over. I think that's good news. From a negative net growth of this year, the world economy will have positive growth next year. There are various views, whether it will be 2%, as I think IMF talked about, or our view is that it will be 3+%. So we believe that now the result will start coming into other economies. Impact on India. So I think like I started with, India also was impacted, and particularly external facing parts of our economy. So exports suffered, and maybe the high oil price made us suffer some bit. So our economy also suffered. And I think that's why Indian government also came out with its own stimulus program, which has also started to help. But I think broadly, we have not suffered as much, because even in the worst period, we are looking at growing at 6.some%. Like our view is that our economy will grow at 6.2% this year, which is pretty significant. Pretty good by global standards for this year. So yes, Indian economy being consumption oriented, 55% of our economy is consumption. So that has helped. We are not as externally dependent as some of the other countries were there. So I think a country like Singapore has suffered more because it was dependent on exports significantly more. So I think India also has beginning to grow. The government steps have helped. And I think in 2010, we are definitely looking at a recovery. Whether it will go back to the significant growth, global growth period, perhaps no. But India will also grow better than this year. So 2011, Indian economy will grow at maybe 7% plus, or 7.5%. So we are on path to recovery. I think that's in nutshell.
Okay, when we talk of recovery, which markets according to you will lead the rally?
I think again there is significant discussion on that the growth has to come now from emerging markets. And I don't think we can depend on the old engines, so to say, of US and some of the other countries. And I think that is happening, and that's why if you look at just now, China has been growing significantly at 9% plus. So yes, expectation is that emerging market will provide larger percentage of growth, while the developed economies also will start to grow. I think incrementally, the bigger growth will come from emerging markets, and within emerging markets, maybe from BRIC countries, and particularly countries like China, India, Brazil will contribute more. I think that's the expectation.
Where do you see the market valuations for these countries like India, Brazil, China?
Yeah, so valuations have improved. I think like the global markets bottomed out in March. Indian market also has grown significantly, almost doubled from there. Even US market has grown up by 50-60% from that level. And valuations have become reasonable, I think now. They are not cheap. So yes, I think, but they are not excessive either. So yes, there has been a valuation change. So we are now trading at, depending on valuation size, around 18 times O11 or 17 times O11 valuation. And historically, the average of Indian market has been around 15. So we are not looking at excessive valuation. But yes, we are not looking at cheap valuation either. I think so. Now, market from here on will be decided by the flows of money which is coming. Don't forget, I think in last quarter or last few months, the Indian markets as well as China's market has attracted significant outsiders' money coming from liquidity which is there in the world. So I think perhaps our view is that market should consolidate these levels. It has appreciated significantly, and maybe it should now consolidate and then take a direction based on the company news and economic news and how we tackle our fiscal deficit.
Okay, when we talk of recovery, do you think that the recovery is going to be U-shaped or a V-shaped or a W-shaped recovery that India is going to see?
Yeah, again, these are buzzwords. But our view, Bank of America's view is that recovery will be faster. Means it will be, they are not talking about in US W-shaped recovery. Our house view is that it will be a U or a V-shaped recovery, perhaps more of towards U-shape. But I think they are, our house is bullish on the recovery, and it won't be a W-shaped recovery. That's what our view is.
It's time for us to take a short break. We'll be right back. We are in conversation with Mr. Pradeep Dokania of DSP Merrill Lynch. As you understand the investing patterns of high net worth individuals, what was the investing pattern seen at the time of downturn and how has it changed now?
Yeah, in downturn, there was an element of fear which came, because I think as a house, we always have been talking about asset allocation, so it should be diversified between equity, fixed income. And I think in India, we have narrower choices compared to developed markets. But I think they suffered like everybody else in equity component because markets came down. And real estate, which is another part of the allocation, also suffered because along with the economy going down, real estate also suffered. And I think what made them pretty nervous was some bit of discussion around uncertainty in fixed income market, I think, in FMPs. So I will say 1 year ago, people were pretty nervous, and I think the guiding principle or the core principle they were trying to do was preservation of money. And that's why I think some people had shifted to bank deposits and safety. I think that was the mantra at that time. Things have changed now. I think people are now much more open. One, their valuations have improved. All the asset classes have improved. Fixed income has become much better. I don't think some of the problems envisaged happened. It was controlled pretty well. And then now people are willing to take risks again. And they are looking at ideas, I think, based on the experience they went through.
Okay, so are you advising your clients to put their money? And if yes, which are the sectors, equity, commodities, which look promising to you?
We always have been advocates of asset allocation approach. So in no period we will recommend that 100% of anybody's money should go into equity markets, because that becomes really a risky bet. So yes, I think in on average 40 to 50% of our clients' money may be in equity, and we are now saying that okay, we feel confident about that component now. In terms of sectors which we are positive in, I think we believe the growth will happen in certain sectors, though the whole economy will grow, but some of the sectors will grow faster. Just to talk about two sectors, we are bullish on infrastructure as a sector, because I think we lag behind in infrastructure in India. And if growth has to happen, that sector has to grow. And infrastructure will include things like power, because power generation is critical component of growth. So we remain bullish on infrastructure opportunities in India. The other sector which will be beneficiary will be financial sector, you can say banks, because along with growth and their reach going deeper and the financing being used, I think they will have a good opportunity for growth. And so we are overweight on banks as a sector.
So these are the sectors where do you see the HNI money getting parked in the most in the future?
It's again not that it will happen. We will be overweight in these sectors, not that we won't invest in other sector. I think consumer also will grow. The other sectors also will grow, but I think we will be overweight in these sectors for investments.
When we talk of global recovery, global economic recovery, how do you see the dollar movement of late?
No, again, I think it looks like the same thing which happened to yen one time, where everybody is saying that it will remain as a one-way kind of a process. Yes, I think as US economy is going to be not equally dominating, I think the dollar also as a currency will have risk of weakening, and it has weakened. Already it has weakened this year also. But whether it will continue to do that, maybe it will surprise. So yes, I think general tendency will be emerging markets currency will be appreciating. It can be Chinese currency, it can be India. Our house view is that Indian currency will appreciate against dollar. So dollar's weakness will continue, but I think it won't be, it may surprise, and dollar still remains the most significant currency in the world. I think that has not changed. So yes, I think dollar will have a tendency to weaken, but it's not that it's going to collapse, and it may surprise also. But yes, our view on Indian currency versus dollar is that Indian currency will appreciate against dollar.
Talking about India, the finance minister has given hints of taking the stimulus back. So how do you see this entire thing affecting anything in the future in markets?
Yeah, it may have its components, because I think, let's be honest about it, I don't think forever we can live with 10% plus fiscal deficit. So these steps need to be taken. It may have short-term implications on the market, but we have to live with it. And in the longer term, I think fiscal policy being strong and sound is good for markets. So I don't think 10.5% fiscal deficit forever is good for market. So if we will take some steps, there may be some short-term kind of glitches which may happen when it happens. And maybe by that time growth can take care of that, so there won't be much impact. But I think a sounder fiscal policy is good for market.
It's time for us to take a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome after the break. We are in conversation with Mr. Pradeep Dokania of TSP Merrill Lynch. Sir, now we see interest rates are pretty much at the bottom. How do you see the interest rate scenario going further? And if an investor is investing, how much portion of his assets should be in debt at this point of time?
Okay, I think maybe I will start with reverse way. How much percentage of debt is really a function of one basket? And monitor it, plan it and monitor it. That's the approach, and be disciplined about it. So even if markets are looking too exciting, don't put 100% of that in that asset class. Have diversity. Yes, you can change it. If market looks better, maybe put in a larger component of that in that. But our suggestion will be never put 100% in one asset class. Have allocation and monitor it and have a plan and discipline around it. That will be our advice. So there is no one idea, a multi-bagger idea we can give. I think it's a process, it's a discipline. But I think longer term, that's going to be a winner.
Thanks a lot for speaking to us and sharing your investment mantra, investment expertise with us.
Thank you.